Yo, Born. Show them how we do this, man. Btbtv. We bully the bullies. No run, no retreat. Yeah. Btb. One more time for y'all in the back. Y'all slow ninjas. Right. Yo, John got below. Escobar status, rap game, Corleone. I can show you how you lay back and watch your pockets grow. Stay away from devious women, end up like Papa Smoke. Y'all wake up every day twitching. Yo, I gotta post. I wake up every day mission. It's $1 million notes, dominoes, bodies drop, rot stick like hollow toast. Broadway, man, if you know, then you know. I came for everything they said I couldn't have, got that and then some, and then some. My ones on overload, say y'all overdose. Your rappers in the tight squeeze, and that clutch like Cobra rope, the okie doke. We don't go for that. Harsh folk, another tale from the street, death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the folks who wanna play till them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting to their life, movie curtain closed. Nowadays your foes will plot you and Malcolm X hats, triple sixes, the devil on his shoulder, won the death match. Reminiscing when more street ninjas was off the hook, chasing D's up off the block, torn and run and get the force, blood on pavement. He's 12 years old and he tough to play with. He don't go to playgrounds, that's his fiends who want their veins thick. We can't miss, we can hit the target with our hands behind our back, our eyes closed and half brainless. Don't play with us. Another tale from the street, death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the foe who wanna play till them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting till they like movie curtain close. Yeah, Btbtv. It's the movement, man. You're born. You're born, let's get him. Let's get him. Kaz, we up in here, man.
Yo, get it safe.
Salute, bro. Salute. How you doing tonight?
What's good, man? What's good? We got started off with. You don't want to stand up.
Mount Vernon, stand up. Stand up. It's the end of days.
Let's go.
The end of days, days. The end of days. What time is it? I'm looking at my Gucci. It's about that time for mighty fucking force to ignite a rhyme. I heard you was out there snitching on crimes, and when I catch you choke, your ass is mine.
Tennessee Williams, salute my little bro.
Jiggy choke, no joke. You went to Brooklyn, got your jiggy jaw broke. The homies called you up and asked you who they want to shoot. You said, nah, dog, and filed a lawsuit. Although I can't label you a snitch for doing that. You's a certified bitch and a rat.
Bitch ass bitch.
I'm strong, salute, man.
Check your mama bottle, it's about that time for mighty fucking force to ignite the rhyme. I know you was out there snitching on crimes, and when I catch you choke, your ass is mine. Eden Wall PJs 1989. You couldn't get no money selling nicks and dimes in front of your building, so you came to me. I put your monkey ass on to get some cheese.
Get him. Get him. Bitch ass bitch.
What part of the motherfucking game allows G's to testify and keep a thorough name? You went to the grand jury and showed up at trial. Pointed me out in open court like snitching wasn't style. You's a fucking rat.
Snitch ass bitch.
You's a fucking rat. Rat.
Snitch ass bitch.
You's a rat because you testified. And if I squash your rodent ass, that'd be pesticide. You fucking rat.
Yeah. Get 'em.
Check your mama bottle, it's about that time for mighty fucking force to ignite the rhyme. I know you was out there snitching on crimes, and when I catch you choke, your ass is mine. I'm checking with the experts to find your net worth, and found out you're worth less than fucking wet dirt. It says that you're worth less than 25K. I know 25 ways to make 25K. I'll probably make your net worth in 25 days.
Hey.
I drive a GL550. I once was your hero. I rock mink coats, cashmere, and stepping killer bees. So why would I ask you for shit, nigga? Please. Oh my gosh. In the days, you's a cherry, lemon, water, melon. You celebrate every time they caught a felon. Strawberry, apple, lemon, apricot. After this, choke no joke, you're a laughing stock. Fucking snitch, rat, bitch.
Snitch ass bitch.
It's checkmate.
Y'all niggas saying, y'all thinking because he killed a nigga that he's a real nigga. And I told on a real nigga. No, I told on a nigga that's a fucking. I didn't tell on nobody. No, I told on a nigga that's a fucking. I didn't tell on nobody. No, I told on a nigga that's a fucking. I didn't tell on.
Yo, we back. The King of New Jersey, Johnny Button Jr. Force. You know what I'm saying? We waiting for some ladies to join the panel. You got your big mouth sister coming on, right?
I sent her word. I don't know if she's coming, but I definitely sent her word.
You can send her the link if she's gonna come. I got a couple people coming on too. I'm trying to have a couple of people coming on too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This gonna be a good show, man. We need this in our community, man.
Here's the deal. What I want to talk about. All right, we got battle of the sexes, we got gender wars. But a lot of it is because of a situation that occurred in one's life or relationship or seeing relationships that makes the person, no matter what gender they are, start looking at things negatively from the other side. I did a lot of prison time, and I've had some girlfriends while I was locked up. And to be honest with you, a lot of them didn't do everything they were supposed to do, so to speak. Now, I'm gonna say some things that you probably either experienced or you've seen it.
Yeah.
When we dealt with women in prison, a lot of women that dealt with prisoners that didn't know them from before incarceration. I'm stressing that. So any female that dealt with somebody in prison that you knew prior to incarceration, this does not apply to you.
Facts.
So a lot of women who dealt with guys that they linked up with, got plugged into, they had self-esteem issues. A lot of them did.
Yes,
not all of them, but a lot of them did. And that's part of the reason why they just hooked up with somebody who was not in a position to do much for them.
True.
Now, using myself as an example, I got plugged into several females, but I'm going to use one as an example because it could have had a negative effect on my outlook on females.
Yeah.
I was in a prison, New York State, called Wendy. Wendy is located in like a suburb of Buffalo. So it's not actually in Buffalo, New York, but it's somewhere really close to Buffalo, a town called Alden. A friend of mine was trying to
All
hook
right.
me up. So what he did was he had a wife that he met and married from Buffalo. He said, well, listen, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have my wife bring a friend with a food package. So this is the trick. She's going to bring the food package to you so that I can get the food package and give it to him when we get back. But once I'm on the floor with her, if I can pull it, I can pull it. You know, that's on me. So she comes. I go on to visit the floor, talk to her. Brief description of her. She was about 5'4", red bone, really light skin. Probably, I didn't put her on the scale, but probably around 220 pounds. If you're 5'4" and you're 220 pounds, that means you're overweight. Now,
Yeah.
to her defense, the weight was proportioned in some of the better places, but still overweight.
Yeah.
She had a newborn, and I don't mean the baby was just born yesterday, but the baby was born months old. The baby wasn't too old. She had a newborn, and I don't mean the baby was just born yesterday, but the baby was born months old. The baby wasn't too old. She had a newborn, and I don't mean the baby was just born yesterday. You have to tell her what you got to do. Months old. The baby wasn't too old. She had a newborn, and I don't mean the baby was just born yesterday.
Tell her she got to do a background now. Mama.
Months old. The baby wasn't too old. She had a newborn, and I don't mean the baby was just. Okay. All right. So she has this very young child that she brought up to the prison. Now, we're chilling, we're eating, talking, so on and so forth. The baby done poops. It smells like poop in the area and everything. And the funny part is I didn't even realize that the baby done messed up the area because I'm all in my trying to make sure she come back. So I'm all into her head and all this. Then my boy pulls me. He was like, yo, man, like, tell her to change the baby or something. Like, the whole area smells. So I tell her, now, long story short, because she started coming
Yeah,
like.
hold on 1 second. Hold on. Everybody break. Let's see. Yo, you hear me?
Yo.
How's everybody doing on this Saturday?
Peace, bro. What's going on?
Salute to you, bro.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
What happened, bro?
Oh, he'll probably pop back on here.
All right, so let me finish what I was saying. So I'm gonna make a long story short because I don't want to go into every single detail. this girl starts popping up regularly. She lived so close to the facility.
Hold on 1 second.
Are you ready?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Hold on, let's see something. Yeah. So tell the story again, because that was wrong with the internet connection.
All right. This female lived so close to the facility that she would get on the city bus to come see me. That's how close she was. Now, she was popping up regularly, like I'll get like 5 visits in a week. And the long story short, another female that was coming on a visit, she hooked up with her. And when I say hooked up, I mean hooked up. Like they had some relations. And bless you. So they had some relations. The other female was coming to see her husband. So the other female basically told her, listen, this is what you're going to do. Forget that dude you're going to see. Come pull my husband's friend. Boom. And you know, we make our moves. Boom, boom, boom. So she did that. I learned, you know, what the play was, and I didn't go after the other dude because he was innocent. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, this girl, she swings both ways, and she let this other girl dictate to her what to do. Now, my thing is, I didn't hold that against the whole female gender, but that was a foul, low down, low ball move. But I just moved on. What is it that certain females, they just want to go both ways? You know, there's guys that do it too. So I'm just saying, but from my point of view, this is what I experienced. And it's like one of the main things that happened prior to her doing what she did is I was adamant on her giving me a HIV results. I wanted to see some results because she was talking all this extra stuff. So I'm like, listen, I need to see some paperwork. And she was hesitant about it. I'm like, yo, you just had a baby. They give HIV tests for the babies. Like you just had one, whether you know it or not. So, you know, some women do some funny stuff. And what I wanted to really get into was the whole aspect of infidelity. And now, do I consider her cheating on me? No, I don't consider her as being my female to have gotten to the point to cheat on me. But I want to get into the mindset on what people be thinking about in relationships when they decide to step out. Any thoughts?
I don't know. I mean,
all right, ladies, here we go. My bad.
So when you speaking on stepping out,
What up? Something's wrong. I don't know what's wrong with the service today, man. It's crazy.
So when you speaking on stepping out, you mean it as a
Chi-Town Finance, what's up, Quinn?
that they're not getting what they want at the house, or what?
Hey, baby.
I'm just saying, stepping out. Their reason is whatever their reason is. You know, there's plenty of reasons.
Yeah.
Look at it like this. If you've ever, and I'm talking about male and female, if you've ever cheated on anyone, what was your excuse?
Well, I mean, at that point, I don't think you really have an excuse. You know
Momo.
what I'm saying? It's more or less.
Yeah.
What was your excuse if you ever cheated on anyone? Chi-Town
I heard the
Finance.
question. I heard the question. Why you got to point me out? I think people who cheat, there's a bunch of different reasons why people cheat.
So why you cheated? Why? Why?
There's a bunch of reasons why people cheat. First of all, I think a big one is opportunity. They have the opportunity to cheat. Maybe their significant other don't really pay attention to what they're doing. They used to running the streets. They settle down with this one chick, but they always gravitate back to what they're used to. They got girls hitting them up. Girls want to see them. Girls coming around the way to check them. So there's the opportunity there, and that's why they cheat. Then you have the emotional cheater, which a lot of women fall into the emotional cheater aspect when she feels like she's not getting what she needs from her man, whether it's time, emotion, conversation. We like to be heard. So if I have a man at home that's not hearing me or not listening to me, I may talk to somebody to get that. And then it may lead above and beyond what the expectation was at first. You got the financial cheater that go with men just for their financial gain while they still got their man at home who's working his 9 to 5, but you got other people who want to take care of you and show you a good time, buy you nice things. And you don't even have to be doing nothing with them. But just the fact that they're spending money on you is a form of cheating, because if you can't tell your man where the money's coming from, that's a form of disrespect and unloyalty to the household there. So there's a bunch of different reasons why people cheat. It just boils down to communication. If you're not feeling good at home, or you're not, or she's treating you bad, or he's treating you bad, lack of communication. If you don't talk about it, you can't fix it. If you talk about it and it goes unheard, that's going to be another reason why you cheat too. Everybody wants to feel comfortable. Everybody wants to feel loved. Nobody wants to feel like they're in a battle all the time. As soon as I get home work, I got to go in here and argue with this nigga. You don't want to feel that way. So you have other men that have open arms for you. How was your day? How have you been? How do you feel? You might have the man at home be like, yep, dinner's late, or when you gonna start cooking? Oh, I'm tired too. I don't want to hear that. Leave work at work. That's all an emotional game. Some women can't deal with it, or they choose not to.
Okay, shy down. Talk to me. You smiling? Let me hear what you got to say.
At the end of the day, they're doing it because that's what they want to do. We can come up with any justification we want for anything that we're going to do in this life. But at the end of the day, if you're not happy at home, you choose to keep going home. That's a choice. Just like it was a choice to go cheat and do, whatever it is. I had a dude tell me once that he was cheating because he wasn't doing something against the mate, but doing something for himself. And at the time, I'm listening to him, looking at him like, lost his gut, But when you sit back and think about that, at the end of the day, you're doing it because it's something for you, whether it's for selfish reasons, whether it's a lack of self-discipline. At the end of the day, because it takes too much to cheat. There was too many options, too many moments at which you could have changed your mind, turned around, went and did something else. So you can say to me, well, especially from a woman's standpoint, oh, well, he's not listening to me. But you still going home to that nigga every night? Because if it was like that, you wouldn't feel the need to lie to that man. You would have went and stayed where you was at or kept it moving. So, yeah, ask me, people cheat, honestly, at the end of the day, just because they want to. Yeah. And again, if I rob a bank because my children are hungry, or I go rob a bank because I don't like the president of that bank, the crime is the same. The way that I justify it to myself or try to project that to the rest of the world is the only thing that changes in that.
I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you, but what was your excuse?
I don't have an excuse. I do what I want. So if that's what I wanted to do, I said it. Because otherwise I'm wasting that's a waste of energy. That's a waste of time. We're not on that.
Now let me ask you a question. Johnny. When you talking about the prison thing, right? It was cutting out. I had to switch internet. It was cutting out. Now what would you say? Old girl did it when you was in prison, the one that you met while you was there? She came up to see you, said, then she started acting funny.
She came up to see me, and she lived so close that she would just take a city bus to come see me. So she started coming to see me almost every day. I started pressing her because she was talking all this good stuff, marriage, all this. So I'm like, well, we got to get HIV tests. And she was giving me excuses. And I told her, listen, you just had a kid. You just had an HIV test. They giving HIV tests to the babies immediately. At least that's what they were doing at that time. I don't know what they're doing now. So I'm like, listen, give me a test. Show me a test. She hooked up with another female that was coming regularly, that was from Buffalo area. And what I mean by hooked up is that they had a relationship.
Oh,
now, the girl also had a husband in the facility. So the girl basically said, well, listen, you come see this other guy, forget him, which was me, forget me, go see this other guy, and we'll make moves, boom, through the facility.
yeah.
Because I was a drug dealer. So I was pioneering her to bring me in stuff and make moves. So I guess she told the other girls, she was like, well, listen, we'll just do us with her husband and his friend and do the thing. Now, I could have got that dude who was innocent because he didn't have anything to do with the politics that happened between the two females. And I hadn't known her I don't know her from nowhere. I just met her, and I wasn't feeling her like that. It wasn't that serious to me. And I didn't, like I said, certain things happen to people and they may strike out and say, well, listen, since she did this, all chicks ain't me. I've had several relationships with women that while I was in prison, and honestly, like I said, a lot of them had self-esteem issues. I'm not saying every single woman in the world. I'm saying from my point of view, women that I dealt with had self-esteem issues. Not saying that they had to be at the worst state of their life to deal with me, but look at it like this. One of my first prison relationships with someone that I did not know from the street was in the early 90s. And at that time, I had about 18 years before I went to the parole board. So it's like, you're going to hook up with a guy who's telling you the truth. Not, it's one thing to say you meet a guy, he'd be like, I can come home next year. And then keep lying when the years come. But I'm like, yo, listen, I don't go to parole board till 2009. And it's like 94. Like, okay, well, you're going 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So they had issues. I'm not the ugliest guy in the world, but I damn sure ain't the handsomest. So it's like whatever I could give you, you could find somebody else outside that could give you that plus more. So they had some issues in that of itself. But I'm not blaming that on every woman in the world. And I didn't come home with a grudge like, oh, yo, listen, I'm going to get females and treat them like dirt. Now, I've learned there's certain things that I did take from that and say, well, listen, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. Or if I see these characteristics, I know that ain't for me. But, hey.
Now, another thing I want to talk about, though, even we'll talk about the prison part, we think the prison. Even when you're in prison, a lot of female CEOs that come to work there, they come to work there just to find them a husband. And I ain't talking about another CEO. They'll come there and date an inmate, quit their job, and then start taking care of that inmate from another job. I've seen it happen multiple times.
I've never had a relationship with a staff. I was cool with some, flirted a little, but nothing got beyond flirting and words. Nothing, no touching, none. Not me. It has happened. I know people who has happened, but
that's what I'm saying.
It's never happened with me.
One of my boys, what I'm saying, I ain't gonna put his name out there. Hold up, Wax AP, right? I ain't gonna put his name out there though, right? He got 3 kids by 3 different CEOs when he was in prison. 3 prisons.
He was doing his thing.
Yeah, it's pretty good right there. That's pretty good.
He's doing his thing.
That's what, when he was saying that, right? We all know we grew up with him, so we know it's true. But like, How the hell did he get that off? We very lucky to get one of the staff members that work in the kitchen. One of the chicks that work in the kitchen, the street ladies, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's as lucky as we got. He got 3 COs and had 3 babies by all 3 of them.
Wow.
Yo, TV is fake. Salute, bruh.
Yo, what's good, my G?
You know what we do, man. We gonna talk about this gender wars. We gonna let these. But Momo, so Momo, did you ever cheat on your ex?
Oh gosh, I'm so confused. I thought this was about gender wars.
Why they try to put you on the spot, Momo? I got your back, sis. No, don't come for her.
I thought it was about gender wars. You know, like the male. I had it all in my head that we was gonna talk about how male be trying to dominate women and women don't want to be dominated, and y'all think we supposed to be doing this and we think we supposed to be doing
that's part of all of it.
No. Here you go. I'd be on some other shit. I don't even know what's going on here.
Momo, we outnumbered. Tread lightly, sis. You know they're going to take anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to remain silent, sis. Remain silent. No.
That's part of it. Part of how guys get on it like that is because of situations when they feel trampled. Like how they say a woman scorned, men get scorned too.
That is true. But that is not the reason for most of their bullshit. Now, keep it a buck. Now, you got scorned that time, but how many mugs did you scorn before you got to that point? That's called karma, bro.
I'm smooth with mine.
You might be smooth. That just means you ain't got caught yet. Only difference between a businessman and a criminal is one got caught, my nigga. Calm down. Stop it. Stop it.
That's right.
Stop it.
Can I say a word?
No.
Go ahead.
No, I'm joking.
Something that you said, right, about people getting certain people, right? I think that again, there's this stigma about the roles, right? So I think everybody, especially women and men, everybody's looking for somebody that they can fix. They feel like if I get somebody that's dealing with these issues, don't have something that I can offer them some of the things that they're lacking, right? It's more of I'm helping them and I'm getting them a better situation. And also they're looking at it also has like, oh, this person's not going to leave me because I'm doing this, right? Or this person's not going to because I'm giving them a place or buying them clothes or showing them how to dress. And it's men and women, right? It's more of a control thing. And that's why people usually go for people like that. Because again, they want to have something over somebody's head. Relationships nowadays, right? There's this expectancy as well as far as the man and the woman. And a lot of people ignore that fact because again, they'll say, I don't need a man for nothing. Or people think I don't need a bitch for something, but you still do. That phrase, you can't live with them and can't live without them is a true phrase. I know you get to a certain age to actually know what that means. But I feel like women and men, the roles are changing and it's less understanding to an extent. You have all the women now who are making a lot of money. They have the jobs, they have the cribs. There's a lot of guys out here struggling because again, a lot of guys aren't able to get the same accesses or the same privileges as single mothers do. They're able to get better housing. They're able to get, jobs. More jobs are lenient now, but people with kids and shit like that. We struggle. You know what I mean? Child support, everything. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit. We got to deal with what we got to deal with. So now women now, right? When they're coming to get men, they have this mentality, this. Oh, I don't need a nigga because, I got my own place, I got my own car, I make my own money, la, la, la. So now when they get dudes, right? I be on, me, I'm single, man. And I I date a lot of women, bro. But everybody has this, oh, if you ain't got a job, you ain't got a car, this and that, I don't want to talk to you and this and that and that. All right. So now you take away that, right, from a person, right? Whether it's a man or a woman, right? You come to the relationship or you meet or whatever, right? You like, all right, I got a house, I got a car, I got a job. Now, the things that people feel like if they give you this, that can control you, you took that away from them. So now people got to come to the table with something else, right? So now you either got to come to the table as a man or you got to come to the table as a woman. You know what I mean? And those roles, even though some of us don't want to play those roles are still there because that's what we are. Naturally, we are just men and women. So then now it comes to the aspect of cooking. So now you have these women that are working, very successful. They don't cook. And not that they may not even can't, it's just that their time. You know what I mean? They're working, they got the kids, they're doing all these trips, they're going on this, so they order out now. You got guys as well, single now. You know what I mean? Same way, we order food, right? We clean up after ourselves, we pay our own bills. But now when we date a woman, you know what I mean? We're not looking for a woman to see how much money she got. We don't care about how many degrees and all this crazy stuff because we take care of ourselves. We're not fucked up, and so now there's going to be some resentment to somebody because somebody's going to expect that person, whether it's man or woman, to play that role of a man and a woman now because you took away all the other things. You took away everything else. And then now people look like, oh, you know what? I ain't got to put up with this shit. Niggas like, oh, fuck this bitch. I'm going to get me another bitch that's going to appreciate me. And not so much that it's going to be the same bitch, but he's going to go try to find a bitch that ain't got shit. Because, excuse my French, ladies, I'm sorry. He's going to find a woman that ain't got nothing.
It's okay. We call them bitches too. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and he's gonna find a chick that ain't got nothing and gonna give her shit, buy her clothes, take her out, let her drive the car, maybe let her stay at his crib, and then vice versa too. I see a lot of women with dirt ball or dirt bag ass baby daddies and shit, and they be telling me all these stories about how the nigga ain't shit. I be like, well, the nigga ain't shit. You just had 2 kids with the nigga. But the problem was that she was, the breadwinner in a relationship, and then she thought that maybe because she was buying the nigga clothes and buying him a car and letting her drive her car and doing all these things that was going to control him and make him stay, and it didn't work. So now we at a war with each other now, right? We all here. Everybody's trying to make money, and everybody's trying to be the head of the household, and nobody is willing to sit there and fall back.
That's right. That's right. Kudos. 100% right. They try to mitch us all, man. They try to mitch us.
No. You're not going to do that to us, ladies. Hold on.
It's not women.
No, it's 2022. And as a single woman, to have to ask a man, are you a straight male? Hold on. Are you? They made choices to go do other things they ain't had no business doing. So we're not mitching them. They're making that choice. Prime example, like I'm a single woman. I'm not a sexist, but I'm a sexist. I'm a firm believer in gender roles. However, so when you come deal with me, no, he is who he is. Because if I allowed you into my room, see, there has to be the standard for the person that I'm saying is the head of my household. Because no matter how much money I make, no matter what I do, no matter where I go, I will still be a woman, nothing more and nothing less. So if I'm saying that this person is going to be my man, you damn right, I got a certain expectation of him. But I wouldn't have put somebody in that position that ain't had no business walking in it. Now, you got too many people that want to sit on thrones. They forgot how heavy the crown was. That is, I think, what causes the difference in that dynamic. Prime example, I was talking to a friend today, and we were talking about just communication between these two people. What was the expectation going in? Because if there wasn't one and y'all was just fuck buddies and y'all just landed where y'all were landing, then nobody has a right to feel any type of way. That wasn't a relationship. That's what it was. People like to confuse the two, but there is a huge difference. You're right. You do got these chicks out here laying up, oh, dude ain't no, yeah. From the time you're a little girl, you're supposed to grow up and find this Prince Charming and the white fence and the picket house, but they forgot to tell you to put yourself in the position to meet what you're looking for. So if I'm a man and I know that I don't have all of these things and I'm not in the position to provide and protect, which is supposed to be in my DNA, that is my job to her. That is all she is seeking, because you're right. She can go get her own money. She can go get whatever. But best believe if she's offended, she's turning to him and looking to him for that protection, whether she can handle it herself or not. So whether it's the male or the female in that situation, I don't think that it's anybody. I'm big on accountability. It's not that anybody is making you feel that way. If you feel that way and you're choosing to stay in that, that's a choice. No different than I can choose to go out and cheat, or I can choose to go get what I need the right way. Or I can choose to be with somebody that don't have to have everything, but they can meet me halfway. Yeah, I'm tired because I've been working and I've been doing this, but at least the trash was taken out when I got home. I think for women, it's a lot more about the smaller things than it is those major things. I don't see it.
Let me tell you an experience I just had with a woman. So, and that's what I'm going to show you some pointers. I was dating a woman, And she was a beautiful woman. No, there's no hard feelings. We don't, you know what I mean? We're not together or anything, but we dated for a couple of months. And to be honest with you, I did like her. But again, I move at a different pace. And what I look for in women is a little bit different from probably what most people look for. You know what I mean? Because again, we're older now, right? So I'm not the long hair and the light skin and the big booties and that. You know, I build every relationship, no matter what ship it is. I try to build it off of trust and communication, right? Those are the first three things: how we talk to each other, you know, what we showing each other, right?
Right.
Now, yeah, she was very successful, man. I mean, she had a great career. She have kids as well. So, you know, most guys, when I tell them this, they be like, "Oh man, that's a blessing. You lucked out," and stuff like that, right? So now when I tell people that, you know, I don't talk to her no more, I don't deal with her. But the people are like, "Oh, you stupid, kept her and that." So people didn't understand that. Again, you know, she had a great career. She had money and everything. And again, she made more money than I did, but I'm not a slouch. I'm not gonna say I'm not a slouch. You know, I got my own as well. I got my own place, got my own cars. You know what I mean? Again, there's not like she has to take care of me or do anything for me. But she would say things to me, and I didn't think she understood that it was very insulting at times. Like she would say, "Oh, yeah, you know, I would take a nigga with a GED and a bus pass." And I would be like, why are you saying that to me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why are you telling me this? Like, I don't have a GED and a bus pass, but this is what she's trying to make it seem like, because I guess I wasn't making what she made, or, you know, I guess she thought she was doing so much better than I was for some reason. I don't know why, but again, it is what it is. But then, you know, again, she felt because she made this money and she had these things, right? That was going to get a nigga to do what she said. It's going to make me jump, and you know what I mean? Like basically take my manhood away from me to be like a lackey or something, because of the simple fact that, you know, she was in a certain career. But just the point of the fact that because she made like almost 200,000 a year, right? For the fact that you would say you make 200,000 a year and you would take a nigga with a bus pass and a GED just shows me right there that, oh, you want somebody that ain't got shit, even though you have something. You know, you would want somebody to add to your value, right? But you're trying to get somebody that really don't got nothing from the gate, and you'll deal with that person because, again, you want to control. Right. And like I said, it's not still just women. Men do it as well. I see a lot of successful dudes, guys, you know, in the field that I work, they will mess with people that's under them in the business. You know what I mean? Like, you know, maybe a lot lower than them. And you're looking like, why, dude? Like, why would you even risk yourself getting in trouble, risking your job? You know, I mean, your financial freedom and whatever you're dealing with, because of the money you're making compared to what this person is making, and yet they cheat on their wives. And again, it's about control, right? And that's the only way I can see it, because what else? Why would you deal with somebody if they're not adding value to what you're doing?
I get it, bro. And I actually agree with you as far as the control aspect of it, because just look at it like this. I'm going by what you just said. If the brother doesn't have what he considers to be control at his household, he may seek to control something outside of his household.
Yep. Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. I was married, my ex-wife, right? This woman had 3 degrees, and I was on the road bodyguard, so I traveled a lot. You know what I'm saying? I paid for the house, bought the house cash. You know what I'm saying? Did what I had to do. In Virginia, we was in Virginia, so the houses was cheap. I think I paid like almost $100,000 for the house. I was making good money. So once we got married, she decided she didn't want me on the road no more to bring that bread in. So I told her, well, you gotta use your 3 degrees to get a job then. If you want me off the road, I gotta get a regular job. And be honest, in Virginia, what is it? Christiansburg, Virginia, Blacksburg. The only thing they had out there was warehouses and fast food joints. I don't like getting my hands too dirty. So I'm like, I got off the road for like 6 months. I was like, I'm gonna see how it is. You know what I'm saying? Me being off the road, me not bringing in the money I was bringing in. 3 months she was complaining. Oh, we ain't making up. I'm like, yo, the house paid for. The bills paid for. What do you want? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want that? You wanted that? You can sit in your ass. No, you're gonna work. You got them 3 degrees for a reason. Work. I'm working. You working. You wanted me off the road. I'm off the road now. And from there, the whole marriage started going down. We stayed married for like 6.5 years. A horrible marriage. I had my own apartment within 2 years. I moved out the house, got my own place. But once I did that, she always found a way back. Come home, I said he miss you, the kids miss you, whatever. You know what I mean? So I do that. I kept my apartment. She didn't know I kept it because I was now I'm general manager of this club, this college club out there. So I'm making good money so I could afford to keep my apartment and pay the household bills and do what I need to do. Yo, she was so hot. She was so mad that I was able to do that again. She started finding new reasons to pop up at the club. You know what I'm saying? Harassing the bartenders, thinking I'm sleeping with the bartenders, which I was. But you know what I'm saying? You didn't know. What?
God, let me ask you a question, God. When you wife, right? When she said she had 3 degrees and all that, right? Yeah. When you met her, right? Was she putting those 3 degrees at use?
Yes, she was. She was working.
Okay.
She had a master's. She had a master's in graphic art design. So she was a graphic art company.
But yeah, so just even that, right? Having that degree and that field of work, that's a very lucrative career, right? I mean, you know, depending on what you're doing as a graphic designer, especially with how technology runs, right? You're thinking that's between 80K to 100 plus easily. Easy, you know what I mean? Especially if she knows the shit, right? Yeah. So, right, why would she stop working if she had all those degrees? Why did she stop?
She said she wanted me to be like her father. Her mother had them degrees too. Her mother was a school teacher, but her mother didn't have to work. She wants to work because that's our father. Well, I'm like, this ain't the 60s, the 70s. This the 2000s and something, yo. Everybody got to work to make sure things stay afloat. I'm not rich. I was making good money when I was on the road. But once I got off the road, I wasn't rich. I wasn't making no good money like that no more. I was down there, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real. I worked at Burger King and the gas station.
Let me ask you a question. What those things that you said that she wanted, like that old school lifestyle of being the house mom and stuff like that, right? Was those things that y'all talked about before y'all got?
Hell yeah. Yeah, we talked about it. I talked about everything, man. It's nothing new under the sun with me. My word is my bond. Whatever I'm saying, I'm gonna do.
But so now it's gonna fall on you now, right? Because you said you talked to her. Yeah, this was something I first talked about when y'all first got together, and you knew these was her dreams, like not to be.
No. Listen. She didn't start saying this after we got married.
Oh, okay. But this is what I'm trying to tell you. So even after you got married, after I got married, right? Mm-hmm. That also too, before you got married, these wasn't conversations about what we're going to do after marriage as far as your growth in marriage now, because once you get married, right, that's a different level in a relationship, and that's more about building something together. Whether you guys talk about doing anything together as far as like your relationship or business wise or
business wise relationship, we had she do fine arts too. She ain't just graphic design. She got a master's of fine arts too. So we got an art studio. So she could start off her paintings and shit too.
Okay.
And I fronted the money for that. Know what she did? She didn't want to do it no more. So what I did? I took another loss.
Now you know how.
Question.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm confused. You said that after she started working again, I guess she was working and she stopped working. Then when she started working again, you said it went downhill. It was lousy and whatever the word you use, even though you were sleeping with the people at the bar.
Hold on, one second. Let me clear this up. The reason I started sleeping with the woman at the bar because she stopped giving me the nana. She get mad at me about something and hold out sex for a month. What? I don't play that.
And you stayed just so you could go cheat?
Just like a Mitch.
Like I said, that's what you wanted to do. You could have left. Hey, here go these papers. I'm not getting what I need. What I look, because if you got to go over there to get that, then what am I doing? Man, listen, y'all crazy.
Listen what I'm saying.
That's
Listen.
gonna make matters
How you
worse.
gonna leave when it's his house? He paid for it. He go. What?
Leave the
Matters
situation.
worse.
Whatever. You know exactly what I mean. Cut that out.
I got a brand new. Listen, I got a brand new son, a baby boy. That I was no other nigga raising at that time. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hold this down. I'm gonna do what I do. I got my own place, but I was still back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I did what I did. A man's supposed to do. A man's supposed to hold down his responsibilities. Period. You know what I'm saying? I was the one. No, she was treating me wrong, but I was the one cheating too. But she was fucked up. She's
so y'all was treating each other wrong.
No, I started cheating after she did that. Started doing that fucked up shit. So
I bet
check this out. I left her. This is the reason why I left completely. You know, I don't do the holiday shit like that. That's against my way of life. But I did it for the kids. You know what I'm saying? The family structure, bring the family from my family come from up top, and her family. I fucked. I bought a house right next door to her mother, her father's house. So all that I thought it'd be cool though. You know what I'm saying? Family structure. You know what I mean? I wasn't used to no family structure because I seen the poverty. I didn't see that family structure like that where I was at from. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn on the fly. You dig? And that's what I was doing. I was learning on the fly, and I didn't get what I needed. I didn't get what I needed as a wife from her. You know what I'm saying? So I did what I did, but I took care of my responsibilities.
You did what you did, which is cheat on your wife, but you took care of your
numerous times. I enjoyed it too. Every time I did it, I had a smile on my face.
Well, I just wanted to point out that that's the justification he used. You didn't give me my way, so I'm gonna go punch you in your face. I didn't get what I wanted today, so I'm gonna throw a tantrum and do whatever. Once again, you did something for you, not against her, right?
Huh?
You cheated to make yourself feel better. It wasn't personal to hurt her. It was to make you feel better, right?
Yeah, facts.
Like I said, you can justify anything you want, any which way you want, but you did it because that's what you wanted to do.
And that may be a fact that a lot of people cheat because they're not getting what they want at home. That's what they say. They say that all the time. Yep. And who's to say if it's right or wrong? If I'm giving it to you 4 times a week versus and you want it 7 times, I'm going to cheat. What?
No, 4 times a week and once a month is a totally different thing.
No. I'm just saying your reason for cheating can go either way. You could say once a month I'm out. The next man could say 3 times a week I'm out. The other man could say, shoot, I want it 7 days. If not, I'm out. Y'all always have some reason to get out. If you want to get out, just say you want to get out. You say you got to stick around for your responsibilities, your children. When you get married, your wife is your responsibility too. Your husband's responsibility too. That's why
That's why she got the house. That's why she got the house.
That's why she got
the cars. That's what the bills pay.
Like I came and I killed your brother, but I gave you $100 to make you feel better about the bullshit I did to you. Then what? Piss is piss.
I think
no matter what you pour it out of, stop it. Stop it. At the end of the day, you could have left. This ain't what I'm getting. Remember me and you talked about this earlier, sitting down having that other conversation, right? Listen, my needs are not being met. If this doesn't happen, then I have to do this. Once you start cheating, you took away that other person's rights. And
you don't got no more rights.
Either leave themselves or correct the problem.
Once she's not doing what she's supposed to do as a wife, her rights is gone already.
Well, I bet you a bunch of wives feel that way too, and there ain't a man in the world that would be okay with his wife fucking on somebody else because
he ain't doing what he's supposed to do.
That day. So again, that's back to a justification for the bullshit that at the end of the day, you have been planned on fucking them bitches. Stop it.
Hey, I'm gonna give you one thing. Them ladies is right. I'm gonna be honest with you because again, I used to be a notorious cheater. You know, I got a bunch of baby mamas. I got kids. You know, all my kids come from different. So you know, and I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, as we get older, wisdom comes with us, right? You know, also too, truth comes with us, and you know, self-awareness, and you know, we cheat because we can. We cheat because basically, you know, I can sit there at one time and say, you know, I cheated because you know my wife wasn't doing this, but again, it still leads back to me not doing it, right? Again, right? Me not really understanding and me just wanting to get involved. You know what I mean? And knowing that I can fuck this bitch and knowing the opportunity is there. And again, you know, not making better decisions, you know, I cheated. You know what I mean? And again, I said the same thing. Oh, it was her. If she wasn't doing this for me and this and that and that. But at the end of the day, it was because the opportunity was there. You know what I mean? I knew I could, and I took it. You know what I mean? Then that was and then I used that as my reason to say I wasn't getting my way.
That's the most honest comment I done heard from one of these men all night.
All night.
What?
Finally.
What? Oh
So
man,
true.
we be honest.
Yeah,
Listen.
but you want to.
Yeah, you trying to listen.
What he does. That's what he
Talking
does.
us like we was one
Yo,
of them
that's what he
pros
do.
you was trying to convince that
What
it was
you
okay
say,
to
God?
be
What you say,
with a
bro?
married man. Stop
That's
it.
do all the time.
Stop it, friend.
What I do all the time, bro?
You always try to deflect shit, bro. I'm always trying to make you hold responsible
See,
for
we
what you
like
do,
him.
God.
See, thank you.
That's my little brother right there.
Somebody told the
Let me
truth.
say something. What the brother said, I agree with what he said, but that's not the only, because there's more than one way to skin a cat. So
There is.
opportunity may have been there for him. All right, granted.
Yeah.
My Momo said something about the emotional cheater. So I'm gonna go into that for a second to kind of combine it. Let's say you have someone that gets it every night. So sex is not the situation. Now, but you don't communicate properly. You can't hardly talk. You can have sex, but you can't talk. So it's like if you're constantly arguing and everything becomes a struggle, it's like there's no peace. And then you have someone that speaks to you about nothing, the weather, current events, but everything just seems to go so smoothly when you speak. Then it's like, wow, like it's a breath of fresh air.
Right.
And then next thing you know, you just start leaning on each other's shoulders, so to speak. Just let me tell you, this is on my mind, or these are my dreams, hopes, aspirations, or whatever. Just the topics open up. The topics open up. But all I'm saying is, it can't. It's not always about sex. Sometimes it's about other stuff that's not actually meshing, and then you meet somebody else, and then you mesh in that scenario. And then next thing you know, it might end up being a sex thing. It might not. It might just be an emotional thing, but it still feels like a
good at the time.
In that moment, but where can it go? Because I already know I can't trust him. He already knows he can't trust me, because as a woman, to be messing with this man knowing that he married or is in a situation, I done already told him everything he needed to know about me. I may be a fun distraction in the moment, but he already know I'm for the street, because before I had my name, I had my Susie. I've been a woman before I was anything else. And if I will violate the sanctity of that, I'll do anything. He can't trust me. Hold on. You stood before a man, God, and ever in the world and said, that was yours. Hold on. Her name now got your daddy blood on it. And you turned around and did that to her? Ooh. Ain't nothing you can do for me, but I already know everything that I need to know.
All right. My cousin.
Listen,
my cousin was married. He's married. He left his wife for a side chick. He was married to his wife for 2 years. Left his wife for a side chick. Him and his side chick, his wife now, they've been married for over 20 years.
Hey, every now and then, there's an anomaly.
It happens.
But it happens.
It happens. Either way it happens.
But
either way it happens. And they could be married for 20 years and not be happy too.
Yeah. Do you know what type of commitment it takes to get through something like that? Because at the end of the day, it does not change what we told each other about ourselves. Hold on. This man lacks self-discipline. Because the one thing that he told God and everybody was his, as soon as it didn't go his way, he over here with me. He's not disciplined. Hold on.
Right.
Oh, a
there
dog
is no way. Do you know what it takes for a woman to get past something like that?
I think a dog is disciplined. A man is not disciplined. I'm a dog spelled backwards, baby.
But listen.
Well, then that's a difference, because now you just gave yourself a different title. We talked about a husband, because that husband, it was his job to be disciplined before he came and found me. So if he wasn't that, then she shouldn't have been with you in the first place. And then again, that goes back to being her fault, because.
Listen, it's not about discipline. It's a standard as well, guys, because that right there, right, doesn't mean because he left her, he could have lowered his standards for somebody else.
We're not talking about leaving. While I'm talking about while you're in the situation. Okay, I know I'm a diabetic and that cake is sitting there, and I know that this cake ain't necessarily good for me, but it tastes good in the moment. I'm gonna keep doing that to slowly put myself in another situation that's going to cause more issues, especially when you're talking about someone that's within a marriage, because now this person ain't. Self-preservation is the first law of human nature. This person ain't thinking about the end game and everything that they built and stood to lose for that half a second of conversation. Now, if I would have went home and I'm having these discussions and it's just not going nowhere, and I'm talking and talking and talking and I'm not being heard, then again, you have the right to walk away. But once you begin cheating, because cheating implies deceit,
hold on, listen.
you have taken away my choice. Now, it's different if you came home and was like, look, listen, I need to see some changes. Put a date on it. Put a timeline on these things, because that's how you create an action plan. Okay, if that's not happening, now I may not be right in what I'm doing and I don't have the choice, but I can walk away knowing that I wiped up all the crumbs from the table before I got up. But to take away your choice, that ain't cool. That ain't cool.
All right, listen, I think too, right? The standards have to play a big part in a lot of these situations, because how many people that we've seen that's in a relationship, right, that deal with situations, and we'd be like, oh man, I couldn't deal with no shit like that, right? So sometimes too, it's also
until you in that situation.
Some people, you could deal with somebody, and even that, right? Either you're standards or you go lower them. It just depends on what you're looking for. You know what I mean? And that's both for men and women. A guy could be with a girl, you know what I mean, and she could be all right, but he'll leave her for a hoe, and you know what I mean, and take care of the chick, because of the fact that he's feel like he's in control. He's like, oh well, you know what? I couldn't control her with my money, so you know what? I'm gonna fuck with this chick. She ain't got shit. You know what I mean? Apartment, stay with me. She gonna do what I say. You know what I mean? Again, it's all about standards. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now guys that'll be like, you know what? I ain't dealing with no more bum bitches. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go out and find me a woman of class. But then sometimes too, dealing with a woman of class, you got to be a little bit understandable, because you want looking for a woman that's doing something for herself. Yeah, she's going to be kind of busy. So you got to be okay now with maybe, like you said, not getting sex as much, but at least she's still faithful to you and loyal. But she's bringing in money too, and y'all ain't struggling. You know what I mean? Listen, bro, some people love struggle, my G. You know what I mean? They make some real dumb choices out here, but hey, that's what God give us, right? Choices, right? And again, you can't base, a lot of decisions and make them like a standard thing. You know what I mean? I feel like, a lot of the stuff that we deal with, especially with this gender stuff, is all about standards. You know what I mean? And again, we all got friends, right? We all got friends and people we know or thought that they had high standards, and you've probably seen something. About something that which probably lowered the standards of that person. You know what I mean? And it's the same way in relationships. You know what I mean? Eventually, like you said, depending on what y'all doing together or what y'all doing single. You know what I mean? If you rising, and she just still, and she's not contributing. You know what I mean? You might start feeling some resentment towards her, because you feel like, you know what I mean, as far as the financial aspect, you're doing better than her, but you realizing like, yo, even though I'm doing all this, she got the kids, she's making sure I eat, you know what I mean? You probably just thinking of a chick. You're looking for a chick now that can match your fly, your money, and all this crazy shit. You know what I mean? And you looking at your wife like, damn, why you ain't out here doing this? Why you not out here doing that? And the same thing goes for women and men. You know what I mean? Women out here, like I said, getting money, or they see some dudes get these opportunities, then they go home and look at their man like, oh, this nigga got this job. Why come you couldn't get it? And again, it's a society. I think a big part, right, is just being strong-minded, right? Appreciating what we got, right? And again, being able to communicate. And people do not build relationships no more off communication. We're looking for somebody that got a car and money and a job. This is what you go on these bios, right? I'm on all these dating apps, right? And you got to hear the things that people put in their bio. There's nothing about communication or how to talk to people. Like, I don't know. It's more of like, again, like having something, you know what I mean? And if you're basing your relationship off that, then yeah, I don't think that's going to be a fruitful relationship or get very far.
Yo, bro, peace. That was nice. Now, let me add on to that. A lot of these women, yeah, I'm talking about women. A lot of these women listen to stuff on TV, celebrities, Oprah, housewives, and all this, and they listen to a bunch of women that ain't got no husband, and they let them dictate policy and tell them what they should do. If you're single, there's a reason why you're single, and don't tell me how to live a married life when you either have not experienced it or you experienced it and it didn't last for whatever reason. Not saying it's your fault. Boom. Now we have these women that will say, "Well, Oprah said," or "This one said," and like, listen, Oprah don't know me, so Oprah can't tell you how to deal with me because we have three men right here, and each of us have different personalities. We have different triggers. There's different things about us. So just because we are men doesn't mean you can treat all three of us the same and get the same results. So you say that guys are be waiting to cheat or they waiting for the opportunity in this, that, and the third. Nah, it ain't like that. Some guys, yes. But what I'm saying is not like that. Like you can't blanket it and say it's for everyone. You have one guy that is faithful and he'll go through a whole bunch of crap and get broken down before he cheats. And then you got another one that as soon as you do the thing he disagreed with, I'm out. I'm not going through this. You can't put them both on the same level because they're not, but they're both men. And you got females the same. They do what they do because when you look at it, when a guy cheat, unless a guy is on a down low, he's cheating with a female. So it's like you got another female, and a lot of times the female knows the situation. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes guys will be living double lives and say, "Yo, I just I'm single, I have a kid or whatever, don't have nothing, no attachments," and then go for broke. But you have some women that they look for married men because they don't want the commitment. They're like, well, I'll deal with him because he already has somewhere to be. So I know I don't have to worry about him trying to spend the night or him.
Them ain't women, them hoes. It's a difference.
No, they're women, but they are, because they're born anatomically a woman. Their attitude may characterize them as being a hoe, still a woman. Just like you have men that are anatomically men, but they might not carry the characteristics. They may be a Mitch, But
you and this Mitch, Lord, that shit is hilarious.
Yo, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. I did learn from the first time I was married. I learned though. You know what I mean? I learned what I could accept, what I couldn't accept. Once I got out that marriage, I learned. Like when I got married again, I had learned. I had took a different approach to it. You know what I'm saying? I was young when I got the first time. I was fresh out of prison, man. Did what was like combined 8 years. So once I want to get married, I'm like, God damn. You know what I'm saying? She's not giving me that. And I'm just fresh on. Basically, a few years ago, I'm still living my second life right now. You know what I mean? And the things that she was doing, it amplified. And me I didn't care at the time. Like I said, man, I was 6'7". I was about 285, cut up solid. You know what I'm saying? And chicks adored me. So I wasn't really thinking about it. Once she started doing the bullshit she did, it gave me a reason. Which maybe it was a wrong reason, but it gave me a reason to do what I did.
Nah, there wasn't a reason, God. Like I said, bro.
I said it was my reason, bro. All of us feel different, bro. It was my reason.
That's the reason you chose. You get
That's right. Let him know. TV is fake. Tell him that.
All right. So I'll tell you another story, right? So I'm dealing with a chick, whatever, right? And she's cool. Everything's all right, but I still felt like, how can I say, like, there's the fake when you're dating, right? It's fake, right? Like and some people could fake for a while. Some people could fake for a while, but also to myself, I can date, right? And not say that we're in a relationship, we're still dating, right? And I can still be committed to that dating. Like I won't, if I see interest, but that doesn't still mean like I am like committed to you. You know what I mean? I'm not sleeping with nobody else, just that I'm indecisive because you're not showing me something, and I feel it, I see it. It's just that you hide it. You know what I mean? So again, we right. I don't know how many people like tips, but like we need to like maybe look past a lot of things and not jump into them so fast, because some of the situations I've heard from women, right, like they didn't know he had a husband, he had a wife, they didn't know he was gay, and I said to myself, like, how long were you with this person before you found these things out or realized how could you be committed to that and not know these things?
Right.
You know what I mean? Again, it just shows me more that people get in relationships for different reasons, and everybody's not. And so again, like I said, when it comes to these like situations, like how we're talking, it's really hard to base these situations, because all of us, everybody on this panel, probably have a different perspective or a different situation going into it. You know what I mean? I've been married, I've gotten divorced, right, and it was one of the devastating, because again, I was very committed to my marriage. It was my first one. I think everybody that get married for their first time actually try to go into it as honest as they can be. You know what I mean? And again, what I did, bought a house, cars, money, sex. What I mean, no matter what, whatever reason she wasn't happy, so it was still my fault. She, like you said, cheated because of whatever she wasn't. And again, like I thought that again we had great communication. I thought that we had issues, right? But what marriage doesn't. I felt it was nothing for us to maybe break up our family or for her to go out, and you know what I mean, because I've always faithful to my wife. But again, it was one of the most devastating things that happened to me. But as I got over it and got through it over the years, right? I even myself, I said, you know what? I'm not going to base every marriage still off of what I went through.
Right.
I'm not going to hold accountable because my ex cheated or she played me or whatever the situation. I'm not going to say every woman is like that. I'm not going to say FBs and all that. Because again, I like women. I like women. So, like, it's kind of hard for me to say that, knowing I like women. You know what I mean? But again, like, I feel like the communication, as far as like us being able to talk to each other without one person yelling, one person being too opinionated or being too judgmental. That when we are able to communicate, right, and be able to be more empathetic to each other, and we could be stronger. Our communities could be stronger. Households could be stronger. We can have more black communities and stronger black communities. But the problem is that, like you said, we got people out there that don't know. They're out here. Somebody on social media who husband buying bags and cars and stuff like that, and expect every nigga supposed to be doing that, and that's reality. That's not reality.
Well, I agree with you on the communication standpoint, because I really know that communication is a big key in relationships, and any kind of relationship, whether it's job relationship, life relationship, any relationship, best friend relationship. Communication is the biggest part of it. How you deal with each other. Certain people don't want to communicate. They can't communicate. Well, I shouldn't say don't want to. They cannot. It's a difference between not wanting to do something and just not knowing how to do it. They know how to talk, but talking is only half of communication. You got to listen, you got to understand. A lot of people know how to talk and they think they're great communicators, but do they listen? Do they understand what you're saying? Do they ask, what's going on? How do you feel today? Do they open up the communication, or they just sit and wait for it to happen? Sometimes you got to go home and say, ask your wife or your husband, how are you feeling today? Am I okay? Are we okay? Talk about it. Not just walk in the house, walk past, hey, what's going on? How the kids, and keep going to the TV and the remote. That's not communication. You just arrived home and you're watching TV. I haven't seen you all day. Where's the conversation? You didn't ask me how my day went. You didn't even tell me about yours. And I know you didn't go to work. How about that? We're not having that conversation though. We're not talking about none of that. You just want to go straight to the TV. And then you're going to get mad when I react. For every action, there's a reaction. Now I'm going to react a certain way because of the way you move. Now that don't make it right, but it is what it is. And
I don't. I hate tit for tat. Listen, if you wrong, I'd rather let you be wrong. Because again, how can I check you on what you did if I wouldn't go do the same thing? You know,
right? And you don't know what's going on in my head because you don't ask. And that's all a part of communication where everybody want to talk about, point the finger, talk about this, that, and the third. But a lot of our disagreements could have been solved way earlier if we just communicated better. If we just asked certain questions. It doesn't even take a lot of questions to figure out. When you have children, they come home, the first thing you say is, "How was your day?" I always say to my children, "Anything interesting happened today?" That could mean good interesting or bad interesting. I want to know what interesting happened today because every day something happens. Now, if I never ask, I won't know because it's not like children nowadays come home and tell you blah, blah, blah. But when you open the door for communication, sometimes they step right in. You're like, "Oh, okay, mom cares. Oh, mom will find this interesting. Like, I can't wait to," my daughter always say, "I can't wait to go home and tell my mother." I can't wait because she knew I wanted to hear what happened. And she knew I was going to ask her. Certain people don't ask their kids shit. They don't care. Certain people don't ask their mate shit. They don't care. Those are the type of people who's going to find it hard to be in a successful relationship, especially when they have problems and they can't communicate what's going on or why they feel this way. And sometimes we got to blame it on environment, society. My brother just said he don't like when people watch Oprah and talk about housewives and stuff. All this stuff that they talk about on Oprah and housewives and whatever else show is all written. It's written. They ain't making this shit up. It's written. And a lot of people go through it daily. So it's nothing that's being made up like, "Oh, don't listen to them. That's a bunch of lies. That's a bunch of bullshit." No, it's not. It's not lies. It's not bullshit. Maybe they be blown out of proportion in their little scenario that they get paid to do. But the facts are still the facts, bro. You can't argue with the facts. And just because a person is not married, don't mean they don't know what they're talking about in relationships. You learn from experience.
Does Oprah, you think Oprah is going through the same relationship struggles most black women out here are facing? Hell no.
First of all, I don't know. Personally speaking, I don't know what Oprah's gone through. I don't care what Oprah's gone through. But what I do know is I personally, I'm not going through relationship struggles at all right now because I'm not in one. But that don't mean I can't talk about them. That don't mean I can't talk about them because I've been in one before. Oprah has been in a relationship before. Oprah, I've heard on TV for years, Oprah got a fucked up relationship. So she got something to talk about.
She's the reason why I fucked up.
You learn from
you don't know that. You ain't behind closed doors now. Come on now.
Everybody
right. You don't know what they got going on.
If I have a bad marriage for 4 years, I can tell you something. I can tell you what a bad marriage looks like. I can tell you that. So don't say I can't talk on marriage. I sure can.
You can brainstorm or something.
That's right. I got something to say.
That ain't no different than y'all little gossip sessions y'all be having. What do you think y'all doing when y'all standing around gossiping like men do? It's the exact same thing.
What about that?
See, it's one thing.
I can go talk to anyone right now and they'll tell me they in friend entire relationship. How would they know that if they weren't sitting around talking about this?
I understand where y'all coming from, and maybe what I said was I didn't make myself clear. There's a lot of times that unmarried women give advice to married women that is not good advice. And I'm saying that because it's like sometimes it seems like it's manipulation. You know how sometimes it seems like people sabotage you because it's like some bad advice is given, and it's like any person with a rational sense would know that that was bad advice. So it's like,
well, that's to the individual. If it worked for that person when they tried it, they'll tell you. You ask a man how to cross the bridge, he gonna tell you how to get across it the way he did it. That don't mean it's gonna work for you, but that's gonna be his answer because that's all he knows.
And you're right. But if this person tells you they crossed the bridge and they climbed up on top 1,000 feet in the air, be like, well, listen, you got to cross, but I don't think that's good enough for me. That's kind of dangerous. So tell me, when you giving me this advice, tell me the dangers of it before you start telling me to take it. because, like I said, some of this stuff don't seem rational that they be telling other women to do, and it's like it looks as if it's intentionally sabotage. Like it looks like it's hating from a sideline.
There are some of those.
There
But
are some of those, and there's some married people who can't give marriage advice because they don't know what the hell they talking about either.
Because you got to look at their motives for staying in the marriage.
You got to take it from the horse's mouth and where the advice comes from. Not they don't live in a glass house. They can't tell me nothing. Not what they're going through. They can't tell me nothing.
And you'll never know every factor of what happened behind closed doors because it's always three sides to the truth, and you only gonna get two of them unless you and God got this connect over gossip line.
Well, I have friends.
From the source.
I have friends that aren't married, and they ask me for advice dealing with their situations, and most of my answers is the same. Dealing with communication. Like, listen, if y'all can't communicate with each other, then y'all might not need to be around each other. But first, communicate and go from there. Sometimes you may have to take a break. I've said that. I've said that to both parties, like a damn counselor. Spoke to both, the male and the female. Like, listen, sometimes you need to take a break. Boom. But all the arguing and the threats and the getting ready to be physical is not cool. But you know, sometimes it's not the guy's fault. Sometimes the girl do things, and I'm not saying no names, but sometimes the female does things that's totally wrong.
That's true.
Straight up.
That is true.
Everybody, can I ask everybody in here a question? And I'm gonna give you this scenario. I'm gonna give it to y'all. I want everybody to be honest. You're going in a relationship, you got problems in your relationship, whatever, right? They cheated, he cheated, or she cheated, regardless who it is, right? You hurt. You got two options. You know, you got your best friend. You're gonna be like, "Oh, fuck that nigga, fuck that bitch, whatever." Or you gonna go with somebody that, in a relationship, you may not be cool with. You may not know them as close as you know your best friend. It's your best friend, but this person's in a relationship to give you probably some advice. Who would you go to first? Let's be honest. You're gonna go to your best friend. I mean, let's be realistic. Now, you probably save your relationship if you probably went to the other person, but you're going to go with the person that's going to fuel your fire, right? It's not going to maybe give you understanding or tell you to go back home and fix it, or give you the best advice for your relationship. And sometimes we want revenge and we want people to add to our fire, And I think I feel personally, if you dealing with anybody or you choose to deal with anybody. Anyone, right? You want somebody that's got. You want somebody that's also have a better way of thinking than just do the same thing that person. But also too, right? Like now when we get to friendships, relationships, if we can't talk, have conversation. If we cannot and disagree, if we cannot, even if we get a situation to where we're both frustrated, we can't talk about it over it and come to understanding. Again, these are not the people that we should have lost.
True.
Sometimes you prevent talking to your significant other about a situation because you don't feel like fighting. There were times in my relationship where I knew if I said, if I ask about a certain situation, I already knew what he's gonna say, and then I knew what I was gonna say. I had it all planned out because I knew how it was gonna go. That's there's not a lot of times where I could say that, okay, I'm ready to have this conversation unless I knew it was going down. Like I'm ready. But when I really just seriously want to know something and I already know what you're going to say and I don't feel like going down that road, then I don't feel like going in that road because I know it's going to be an argument. Because I know what I know. First of all, most of the times when I ask questions, I already know the answer. You got to believe that. I know the answer. Look.
If it's an assumption, it's a real strong assumption.
Tell me what I know. If I ask my men a question, if I ask my man a question 9 times
Yeah,
out of
you
10,
ask him
I know the
directly.
answer
Yeah, you
already.
already know.
I already know the answer. I'm not talking about a random question like something. I'm talking about in our relationship, what he's doing in our life pattern here. If I'm asking you a question, I already know, and I just want to see what you're gonna say. And then when you mess up,
yes, because we women will
we go
solicit
down.
lies.
Because I can't just fly off the rip without asking. Then you can never say I didn't ask you. I asked you. I gave you a chance to tell me the truth. And then you lied. On top of being deceitful, unloyal, you're a liar too. And you failed all 3 of the tests.
I approve this message.
Now you gotta get it.
You women don't know everything.
Whoa.
Y'all don't know everything.
Y'all know us, and she
Y'all
only
don't
gave
know
a
what the man
description
gonna
of what
say.
the woman would do.
Listen, you ask a man a question. All right, you ask a man a question. Give a man a chance to answer the question. Then if he lie to you, then you do
That's
something.
what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I say.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm not gonna lie to you. Are you fucking that bitch? Yeah, I fucked her. I'm keeping real. Yeah, I hit that.
You ain't keeping real. You
But
lying.
so if you ask one of those questions that's a hard question and you get the truth, sometimes it's still an argument.
Yeah, if it's a wrong answer, I mean, I don't mean wrong being wrong. I mean,
the truth is the truth.
It is the truth. That don't mean ain't no consequences to the truth, boy. That don't mean that. I'm just glad you told me the truth.
And it don't make the truth right.
That's
slavery was a fact. That don't make it right.
Y'all both sound like y'all both like to fight.
No, it's just
Chicago, New York. That's Chicago, New York, right there.
Listen, ain't nobody fighting. I have fight.
Speak for yourself, sis. Speak for yourself, sis.
Yeah, you from Chi-Town. You deal with weapons.
Like that.
I think sometimes too, though, we gotta pick and choose our battles. I think that relationships as well too. Listen, nobody's perfect, right? And to be honest with you, I feel women are more critical than men are, right? Because we don't really care about a lot of shit. Like men are more laid back, right? We're not stressing too much, but women are more critical about a lot of things. You know what I mean? And I feel like you guys sometimes. We got to be able to let certain shit go. You can't fight for every goddamn thing, especially like I said, it's very draining now because it feels like, a person is always doing something wrong. It makes a person feel like, they never doing nothing right. And that's, I've experienced that in a lot of relationships. Like, I even said things to women like, yo, listen, if you're looking for a guy that's going to be doing all this and doing all that, then you should go find him. Like, you know what I mean? Because I've never told you I do this and I'll do that. But again, I don't mind doing some things. And again, I'll look out. There's a lot of shit that I will do. But, if you're just complaining about every goddamn thing, like I'm supposed to be a mechanic, a handyman, I'm supposed to be out here building houses, and I'm supposed to be out here, making $500,000 a year. And then like if you got too many expectations on me, that's on you. You know what I mean? Like I didn't go into this relationship knowing every expectation you have for me. You know what I mean? I thought you were dealing with me for who I am and what you see of me. But don't start expecting me to be doing certain things and then you get mad and want to start an argument because I'm not meeting these expectations.
Well, that's one of the problems that I believe that people jump into relationships without knowing each other. If I know you the way I should know you, when we get into a relationship, I would already know your do's and your don'ts, your flaws. I would already know what to expect from you. I shouldn't be surprised when I'm in a relationship about what you do. All the surprises that should happen should be something that, oh shit, surprise. Not that's how he is surprise. I should already know how you are. So I wouldn't have to complain about, he don't do this the way I want him to. He don't get up. He sleep till 12. I should already know that when I'm in a relationship with you. He don't even like to take out the trash. He don't like to do nothing around the house. He don't like to help me at all. I should already know that before I get into a relationship with you. I believe that people should build a conversation and a relationship before they get into a relationship. Yes, I'm not going to get into a relationship with somebody and then figure out who they are while we're in a relationship. That doesn't make sense to me. I want to know who you are before I get there.
That's right. But guess what?
Representatives.
Guess what? It's people bring their best face to the beginning in the courtship. That's what people saying. All the good stuff. They're doing all the good things. and they're pulling out the chairs and calling, saying good mornings and everything, sending nice emojis and all this. And then when you got them, that's when the emoji stop, the good morning stop, the real person comes out. And
no, that's not true. I mean, it is true that people.
It's true.
No.
Everybody.
No, it's true. No, it is true to a certain extent. What I'm saying is everybody's nice at first. Everybody. You got to be real stupid to fuck with somebody who was mean to you at first. Like, oh, then you called me a bitch on the first date. What? You got to be crazy. You got to be crazy to deal with us people. Everybody's nice. What I'm saying is just because you're nice does not mean you can get into a relationship with me. There's a lot of nice people out there. I'm saying I got to get to know you. Know you doesn't mean, oh, he gonna pull out the chair. Know you doesn't mean, oh, we went on 5 dates and he paid every time and he let me get some apple pie. Oh, he did this. Knowing doesn't mean like, oh, he pulled up in his Bentley and he's cool. Knowing is not, oh, yeah. He called me every time he get home. He tell me good night. I'm the first person he talked to in the morning. None of that means I know you. And none of that means you know me. I'm talking about getting to know a person before you, oh, let's move in together. I'm talking about getting to really know somebody, the ins and the outs of that person, how they treat their mother, how they treat their baby mother, how they talk to people around them, what kind of respect factor does he hold? I had a friend, he cursed his mother out all the time. All the time. He was nice to me, still is nice to me. But his mother, the way he talked to his mother, and I used to always take up for her. He was like, why are you taking up for her? You don't know our business. You know, I don't care if I know your business or not. Do not talk to your mother like that in front of me. If you don't have no respect for your mother, you ain't going to have no respect for me. Because I know how I am. And if you could talk like that to your mother, I feel sorry for myself when you get mad at me. I'm not dealing with you like that. But the good thing about it is I knew who he was. He showed me. That could never surprise me. If he turned around and cursed me out from top to bottom, I would not be surprised because I seen him do it to his mother. So I'm not going to be surprised at all. And that person will never be in a relationship with me. He'll be my homie. We still cool. But relationship, nah, not cut out for me.
First of all, any man or woman that disrespect their parents and you think they're going to respect you, you got the wrong one. Period. I like when my mom's, I don't care how bad my mom was when I was growing up, she's still my mother. So I'm always respected, you know?
And you should.
That comes by asking. But but I see it's a lot of women that disrespect their parents too. Their fathers. A lot of women will tell their father to kiss their ass once he start getting them their little kitty cat wet. I've seen that too.
Well, there's a lot of things that can be seen. But the point is, you should know this before you get into a relationship with these people. Don't get into a relationship with people that you know do that type of stuff and expect it to be sweet. It's not going to be.
The representative. They're representative.
You're not special. You can date somebody long enough to see through their representative bullshit. You're not stupid.
Man.
She's so shy and reserved and quiet. And then when you move in together, she's loud and boisterous and mad all the time. What?
For nothing.
And she watches Oprah.
You should have known all that before you should have known all that before you moved in with the broad.
Well, here's the thing. That sounds great. What you're saying sounds great. But in actuality, do we actually study each other and hire investigators and all that other stuff to find out? No. You go to dinner a few times.
I do.
You hire investigators.
No, I'm my own investigator. I got a car with tents. I know how to move and follow people.
No.
You're a stalker. That's a stalker. That's a stalker. That's not an investigator. Yo, Johnny. That's a stalker, bro.
Yo,
I am not a stalker.
Do a background check on me one time. Like, she actually did a background check on me.
Yeah.
She told me she did it. Like she was like, "Hey, I did a background check on you. I just wanted you to know because I didn't want you to feel no way." And I was looking like, "You didn't feel no way." I said, "I feel no way now because you told me. I didn't know you did this shit." You know what I mean? I was like, now I'm feeling no way. I said, what do you find? She said, oh, you cool. I said, oh, I was like, I said, you could just ask me, but okay. She was like, because the last some guy I was dealing with, this and that and that. I was looking like, oh my God. Now
a chick did that to me through the background check on me. I told her what my charges were. I was like, I was locked up for selling drugs and shooting niggas. That's what it was. You pull up, you're going to do a background check on me, and then we're like, oh, well, you didn't tell me about this drug charge right here. I'm like, bitch, what do it matter? I ain't fucking with you no more. Get the fuck out of here. Real talk. Once you go do it, I tell you my word is bond. Once I tell you, so that's what it is. If you run that background shit, running my credit history, hey, I'm not trying to get a bank loan. I'm trying to get some draws. Get your ass out of here.
But I mean, it's true though. We made a joke of it, but honestly, people do. The brother just said it, that like people ran checks.
Yeah,
I don't do that. I haven't done that. But I ain't gonna front. I've dealt with women that I knew prior to prison when I came home, but still in all, it's not like I don't see it like being that serious. You talk to the person, you find out what their likes and dislikes, this, that, and the third. You talk about your aspirations, your goals. You see if you're compatible to grow together, and then you start developing a plan to grow together. Now things change. Business may change. Life happens. People get more busy. They get more business. What happens is sometimes, depending on your occupation, the more money you make, the less time you have. It just sometimes it just goes like that. And it might not even be you working 10, 12 hours. It may be that the 8 hours you do work becomes so exhausting that when you get home, you may be mentally drained because everything's not physical. You be drained, and now you need to unwind, and you don't want to do all this. How's your day? This ain't Leave It to Beaver. This ain't the Cosby Show. You can come home. No, how's your day, love?
It's about communication. That's the communication part. You can't come home tired and jump into bed and think you're not going to talk to me and think we got a perfect. Oh, we never talk about anything that went wrong because we never talk. How about that?
Can I talk to you when I get up? Would it be a problem?
Yeah, it will be a problem because when you get up, I'm gone. How about that?
Oh, look, you wanted to see? That's what I'm saying. The understanding. Remember, we were just talking about that. That being understanding. Can say, well, maybe he worked a hard shift today. Maybe, whatever the situation is, he's tired. I know it when he wake up, you know what I mean? Because the weather, I wake up, get out the bed, see you, come in the kitchen. Hey, baby, how you doing? Yeah, I was tired. But now you mad because I had a rough day at work. You mad at me.
No. First of all, I was just joking. I could appreciate somebody who's tired. I'm not talking about the man who usually we have a conversation and now he's tired one day. I'm be tired too. I'm talking about the man who consistently and constantly don't put up no time to talk. That's the man I'm talking about. Everybody can be tired here and there. Everybody.
If a man is every time he talk about something, he ain't gonna want to talk.
That's right. It gets to the point.
Who said anything about arguing?
You.
I didn't say we were arguing.
You done predicted the whole.
No, that was just a scenario. When I'm talking about communication in general, I was talking about just communicate with your partner. Come in and ask them how was their day. That wasn't talking about portraying the argument. That was another topic we was talking about. The bullshit. I'm not talking about when I asked you a question I already know the answer to. That was another. That was another daily conversation.
Already know the answer when you ask a question.
That wasn't a daily conversation. I was talking about daily conversation when I'm talking about we should be able to communicate. We should understand each other. To get to know each other process. We should understand each other and communicate.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. And nobody can disagree about that. You can because you want to, but it's the truth. You should be able to communicate with your partner if you want to have a happy and healthy relationship. That's it.
You are right.
Move on.
You are right. You are right. We can move on.
Hold up. Sometimes happy and healthy is just you shutting the fuck up and letting me get some rest.
Bam.
That's happy and healthy. Thank you. I appreciate you. Mwah. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, that's why you was in the bar fucking bitches.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too.
I think that too, right? We as people, right? We are creatures of habit, right? We just, that's who we are. That's what, it's just nature made us that way, right? I feel like also too, right? We forget how we got that person sometimes, and that's going both ways. Like, guys, like you said, might do that little bit of extra, you know what I mean, and they got your attention, whatever, but now they got you, and now I feel like I got you, I don't do that stuff no more. And the same thing with women, like, you used to do certain things, and you used to be like this in the bed, and you would go like this hard for me and make sure I had this or that, and you fall back from doing that, you know what I mean, because you felt like you got me now, like, you know what I mean. And you really ain't got to go that hard no more because I'm there. And I think that's like one of the biggest things with relationships. Like, we get complacent. You know what I mean? And then, that's when that resentment builds. And then, all these, now you start things that wasn't a problem before. You knew he left his socks on the floor, you know what I mean, all the time. And you ain't cared before. But now you want to argue and fight about it. I'm tired of you leaving your goddamn socks on the floor. I'm tired of picking these shits up. And, you know what I mean? Like, we forget, like, that those first steps of the relationship, how we were with each other, you know what I mean. And I feel like, again, that's what we need to get back to, you know what I mean. But again, things is going to happen in life, things going to happen, maybe the kids, jobs, schedules, I mean, health wise, I mean, things are going to happen. But again, just not, losing that focus of why I even got together. That's going to be the key factor, you know what I mean. And again, like, communication is going to get hopefully can get us through that point, you know what I mean. And hope sometimes too, just like you said, just being more understanding to each other, you know what I mean. Again, talking and just being more relaxing. And I don't know, man, like I said, just hopefully we get past this gender war shit, man, because I love my black women, man.
Yo, I hate
Chi-town. Go and say something. I know because you always ready to run your mouth. Chi-town.
You on mute.
She on mute. No, she put herself on mute.
Yeah, no, she ain't trying to talk.
No, she ain't trying to talk.
I hate.
I'm here.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, holler at yourself.
She put herself back on mute.
Maybe she got background noise.
Y'all breaking up. Yeah, I was trying to be considerate of the speakers.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you, Mo.
You're welcome. A person who knows,
a person who knows some shit.
You act like
Had
you
to
know her
come from me. Now, what was the question?
You ain't never been to Chicago.
Who?
You.
I didn't say I've been to Chicago.
You act like you know her from somewhere.
Now, I want
you to talk to me like that, Mo.
That's a big brother. She can't do nothing about it.
Well, I don't like small talk, and what I mean by that is, how was your day? That's small talk to me. If there was something extraordinary that happened in my day, or something extra bad, I'll bring it up. Like, what's up? But every day asking me how was my day, to me feels like I'm reporting to someone, and I don't report to nobody.
That's your problem. That's a you issue.
Yeah, and I'm speaking for me. I said I didn't say man.
I know, but that doesn't mean when somebody does it that you should stop talking to me, stop asking me questions. If you don't like it and it happens, how do you deal with it? How about that?
You said it. Stop it.
How do you?
That's it. We ain't talking
about nice. That's not nice.
No, I don't do that. But my thing is this. To me, it, like I said, it feels. He said it. Parole officer. It feels. I resent anything that makes me feel as if I'm powerless. I've been powerless for so long. I exercise my power daily, and I look. And this is just how I am. I look for situations where it seems like my power is being taken, and I nix it. Like, no, I don't have no problem saying if there's something extraordinary happened during my day. Like, a lot of times I come home, I'm tired. I'll explain, like, yo, I'm tired. Because I'll say it like, yo, listen, there's times I called you. I'm falling asleep driving. I'm like, yo, I need somebody to talk. Yo, I'm so tired. So I understand the need to communicate. I just don't want to feel as if I'm being interrogated. That's all. It's all about how the person feels. You say you know each other, and you should know, if you know me, you know, listen, I don't want to be interrogated by no one. Be like, yo, how are you doing? I'm fine. You feel okay? Those things is good, because that's a way to open the door to solicit for me to say what's going on with me. But if every day, like, how's your day today? All right, cool. Monday, cool. Tuesday, how was your day? Wednesday, how was your day? Like, stop.
But don't you think that's a normal question that people ask their partners?
Yeah, on the Cosby Show. This ain't the Cosby Show.
No. I mean, you've never seen that in real life. People come home and ask each other how was their day. You have never seen a relationship like that?
What relationship did I see with that?
I'm asking you a question.
Yeah, I'm asking you where I've spent most of my life in prison.
That's a you problem. That's what I'm saying. That's a you.
How was your day?
You problem. It's not like it's something that's
abnormal. You just asked me a you question about
me. It's not abnormal. So when you say it looks like you get frustrated just talking about it, it's a normal question. It's a normal question. That
all right. When I came home, and I was living with our father, and I started going to school, to college. When I came home, he didn't say, "How was your day?"
Because he didn't care.
He didn't. All right. I guess I was around people who didn't care. But
you know he didn't give a damn about that shit. You know that.
It's like this is just the way I feel. It's like those "how was your day" don't come up unless they want to find out something, or they think something, or, you know, like, okay, well, you was around this neighborhood. How was your day? Like, just ask me what happened in that neighborhood. Like, don't try to, you know, how was your day? Just get straight to the meat of it, the subject matter.
Hey, everybody's not the enemy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, everybody not the enemy. Exactly. So just because somebody asks you how you doing, it don't necessarily mean, you know, you got to watch your back. And if you in a situation like that and you feel like you got to be that guarded, you're the wrong one, baby.
Like, what do you mean? How was your day? How was your day? What do you mean? What do you ask me for?
Like, how was it? It was horrible. It was stressful. It was great. It was wonderful. You know what? It was rainy. I was tired. Who cares? That doesn't mean where were you at? What was you doing? What the hell?
John, that's how your
day.
That's
exhausting.
Question is,
oh my God!
You come in,
down, baby.
The best. This. Let me tell you my how your day. This is how your day I like. How was your day you like? I like. When I come in the house from work, I get out the shower. I'm sitting in the bed. And you start coming to rub my back and my feet. That's how my day was. Thank you. I appreciate you. We don't have to all that. Let me get my thoughts together first. Rub my feet, hit my back off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Ask me if I'm hungry, if I'm tired. Yeah. If you ask me if I'm tired, that's a better question to find out how my day was. Are you tired? Yeah, because I did this. You know, that's going to solicit. How was your day? It's all right.
Well, let me tell you this. Let me give you this little gem. Women like when you ask us how our day was. We like that.
Oh, yeah.
We don't take it offensively. We don't take it like you're trying to get something out of us. We take it as you actually care and give a fuck how our day was. Did anything interesting happen? Anybody message you? It shows a caring. It's a caring. You care. You care enough to ask.
Oprah told you that?
They don't care. And that's just it. When you care, you ask. If you don't care, you don't ask. So we like it. You might not like it. This other motherfucker over there acting like he don't like it. He know he like it. But women like it. We like it.
And that's all that matters.
That's right. And as long as you know that we like it, you might get a little farther in life. Because happy wife, happy life. All you gotta say is, how was your day? How was your day?
They're like, what's so good about it?
Well, then she just miserable anyway.
That's Momo right there.
She's just miserable. Like, what you doing there?
That was a joke.
You talking about Momo? Don't talk about girl Momo like that.
That was a joke.
You're not talking about me. I'll tell you exactly how my day was. And what we gonna do about it? We going right back to that store, and we gonna figure out what's going on here. I like when people ask me how my day was. I love it actually.
Man, I don't want it, the drama. I don't like the drama. Man.
That
Women
gotta
like
be
the
drama.
Y'all want the drama part of everybody's day. Like I'm a smooth dude, man. I do smooth things, man.
Oh
My
God.
days, but sometimes my day is, you know, just think about it. You know, I got the vending machines, so sometimes I travel a distance. I went to Jersey, on Thursday to deal with one of my machines. There was an issue with it. I had to call support. I'm there. I took a nap while I was on hold for an hour and a half. I sat in the van and took a nap. Then I decided I was still on hold to hang up to put a call back, put on because I wanted to stay there just in case they wanted me to do something with the machine. Nothing happens. I put in a call back. I go home. I'm 2 hours away from the machine. When I get an hour and a half, away, back close to home, they call me. Are you near the machine? No. I left. Well, we gonna need you to go back up. Well, you're gonna have to wait till next week because I'm not. These are frustrations. So it's like, when I get home, I'm like, yo, listen, I was frustrated, blah, 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 blah. I will tell you this. It's, and I'm just saying from my point of view, I'm not saying every man feels this way. I will tell you some of these things, some of my frustrations, boom, because a lot of times I have my itinerary mapped in my head. I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here. And sometimes depending on the distances from each other, I may shorten it because there's always a chance that I'm going to go there and I'm going to check on the machines and something needs to be done with it. Sometimes I can do it myself. Sometimes I need to call somebody to guide me to do it. Sometimes I need to call somebody to do it. So I try not to jam myself up by saying, oh, I got to travel to 10 places today. Like, you listen, I'm going to do these 2 or 3 places, and depending on what happens there, then I'll move forward. Understand what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So
how was your day?
I already told you what my day was.
So sometimes the day is tough, but it isn't always physically. Sometimes it's just emotionally draining because, like I said, I have some stuff in my head, and like for instance, a machine, a soda, a Gatorade, a Powerade was jammed in it. I was able to fix it myself, but it took time to do it. So, but any rate, back to what we was talking about, the women wanting to control the men, because that's what it all boils down to. A lot of these women, they get their little jobs and then they get their little boy toys and they
work husbands.
Yeah, and they're work in progress or whatever you want to call the guys, and they'll allow them to live up under them and live subpar, and then after a while they get tired of them. But that's the reason why they picked them, because there was nobody they can control them. But then after they start trying to exercise a little bit of their own function, try to man up, it's like, hold on a second, you don't even pick up your socks, you don't wash no dishes, you don't take out the garbage, you don't do nothing, and then they flip season. We got a new brother stepped up.
AB, what's going on? Salute, bro.
Yo, salute to you, Cat, man.
Peace.
I just wanted to ask a question to you, my brother, if that's okay with you.
What?
You talking to me?
Today.
I'm
You
talking.
asked me how was my day?
No, I'm talking. I'm talking to you, my brother.
Okay.
I'm saying I've been watching the show. I think a lot of good things that you're doing is a blessing, and I just want to know if you're 5%.
No,
I'm a 5%. I'm a 5%. Yes, I'm a 5%.
He is.
All right, so you saying you lived the life of a 5%er, or you
I
don't?
lived a life. I was born and raised in the 5% nation of God's and nurse.
All right, and that's the only reason why I wanted to ask you that, because I just popped up in your show. This is the first time I ever did that, and I'm trying to, you know, meet new people coming from prison and everything else. But I feel like there's a lot of good movements going on. There's a lot of wicked shit going on too as well with the internet. I just wanted to find out. That's all. I hope you don't take it offensive or anything.
I'm not offensive, man. You all good?
All right.
All right.
So I'll stay quiet. I'm just gonna go ahead and enjoy the show, and then I'll respond when I can, and or whatever works.
So what do you think about these women, man? When you smoking your cigarette, you tell us that.
When it comes to women, man, women are, for me, I'm gonna just talk about me in general. Women are just like above all. It's like, in other words, you couldn't have a family without them. We were all raised by a mom, which means that everything to me means the blessings to them when it comes to a woman in our life. Because the fact of the matter is that without one, we wouldn't be here. So I got much respect for them.
Oh, that's what's up. You got that much respect.
Stop it, friend.
Huh?
Stop.
I ain't doing nothing else, but I'm gonna say something. It's all good to have respect for the women, you know what I'm saying? But without the penis, you wouldn't be here either. So love your daddy too. Love thy father.
You just had to.
But you see, you talk about a father, and that is a respect at the utmost, because the father is supposed to lead the family, but without a woman, they won't be one.
That's right.
And when a father forgets that, then you just garbage as nigga. And that's just my opinion. And excuse me for saying in that aspect, but I'm just gonna keep it 100.
That's right.
Okay, bro. I appreciate that.
No doubt.
We appreciate you too, us ladies. Thank you.
Oh, shut your ass up.
Stick around. Stick around.
Hey,
So Ab One TV, you have a channel?
I have a YouTube channel, but I haven't started it yet. But I do like little things on the channel, but it's not a podcast yet because I'm planning to do one. But I wanted to ask you, what part of New Jersey you from, my nigga?
Man, I'm from Elizabeth, New Jersey. I'm from Elizabeth, New Jersey.
What part of Elizabeth?
All over.
All right, so you don't want to answer the question.
I'm from all over Elizabeth, bro. All over Elizabeth. Once you live
well, listen. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
But in my teenage years, I went to Elizabeth and I started a breakdancing crew called the TNT Rockers. Ever heard of that?
You have to be at Jefferson Park? Was that at Jefferson Park?
By Jefferson Park, the battlefield, all that shit.
I was raised by the battlefield. I was raised by the battlefield uptown, yeah.
All right, but if you got any friends from the 80s and you talk to them about who AB is and they know who I am, they'll probably remember me. But I'm just asking you that question just because I wanted to know where you came from. That's all it was.
Oh, yeah.
No big deal. I'm not trying to hurt. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to disrespect anybody on the panel or you as well.
No, you good, bro.
That's all it was.
You got any breakdance videos?
All right. Well, I did a Burger King commercial. I did a B Street interview. I was part of B Street and all this other shit. But I mean, that was a long time ago before I went ahead and went to prison for 14 years. So it is what it is.
You went to prison in New York?
I went in prison in New Jersey. I went to Trenton State and Rollway.
Oh. Okay.
I did 4 years in Rollway, and then it sent me to Trenton State for the rest of the years. And It was like clearing out inmates and all this other bullshit. At that time, they were building Northern State, and because when I went in, Northern State didn't even exist at that time. But I remember that they were building it, and then so be it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Now I was in Trenton. I was in Rawway. I was in Southwood, Southern State. You know what I'm saying?
Well, when I was in Rawway, they filmed a movie with Sylvester Stallone, that bullshit ass fake ass shit. But you know, it is what it is.
So you was in Beat Street.
I auditioned for it, and then I ended up in like specific parts, but that was it. That was it. No major part. No major thing. I'm not
the king of the
no
beat.
hero or nothing.
Oh, you was like in the crowd.
It doesn't matter what I was at. I'm just saying.
I'm just asking you what. I'm just going by what you said. I guess it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't matter, man.
Yo, Johnny.
Yo,
we got to do this show. I gotta go make some moves, yo.
All right.
I appreciate y'all for coming up here. Yo, Johnny, hold on. Before we go off, Johnny, hold on 1 second. Let me see, son. Yo, we about to end this. Hold on 1 second. We about to. Don't hang up yet. Don't hang up. Hold on 1 second.